In school. Today we are going to continue the third chapter, theories of employment and income. So now let's see what is the classical theory of employment. So there are many authors, right from the Adam Smith to the various like Richard we had, like James Kennis we had, like Sayce we had. All these authors are the advocate of classical theory. So they have classified the theory of the economics in such a way that the design of economy has become very flexible and easy. So let's understand this classical theory of employment. This view, the classical theory view of economy and employment, has been given by the Adam Smith in his book of Original Development. He has given the altogether aspect of employment in a classical way, and later it has developed by the David Richard, James Kennis, J.S. Mills, J.B. Sain and A.C. Pague. Okay, so these are the author who has developed the theory of Adam Smith. In particular way, Adam Smith was the person who has given the theory of employment, how the employment works, what the employment means, how it has to reduce the unemployment, what is the problem there in the employment. All this theory was given by the Adam Smith. Later on, these authors like David Richards, James Kennis, J.S. Mills, J.B. Sain and A.C. Pague has developed in an appropriate way. All these authors like David, James, J.B. Sain, all this author has given different approach. But the approach of A.C. Pague has the perfect example for what the theory of employment is all about. He says all the economics believe that full employment is it. All the economics believe that full employment is the basic for any economy. And the author says that full employment is the solution for economy. But how this works? It works when labor in a market, when supply is equal to labor. He says when supply is equal to labor, then the market value of full employment can be seen and the economy can be seen in a perfect way. All other authors says that full employment is the base for economy. He says, the A.C. Pague says that yes, the full employment is the base for better economy, but this better economy can be seen only when supply is equal to labor. When there is a 10,000 quintal of supply of anything, mean there should be a same quantity of labor, same number of labor should be there, then only the full employment can be seen. He further says that employment will increase when wages is reduced. He further says that when the employees can be increased, the employment will be increasing. How? When wages is increased. For example, he says that for example in a company we have, there is 100 workers we have. In 100 workers, if you are reducing the wages of all the workers, for example all the 100 workers getting 5,000 rupees per month, when you reduce the wages to the 4,000, the employment will be more. So he says, how he explains is, say, we have taken the x-axis and y-axis, employment we have took, wages and empire we took, we have taken the equilibrium curve, and this is wages. See, when the wages is high, employment is low. Wages is high, employment is low. When wages reduces, from it came down, the employment increases. See, when wages decreases, employment increases. Wages decreases to wages 1 and it went to the NI. The employment went to the N1. So see, when wages is decreasing, what happens? Employment is increasing. So in a particular way, A.C. Pague says that if you want to reduce the unemployment issue, if you want to cut off the unemployment issue, you should focus on the wages reduction method. So you should focus on the wages reduction method. Simple way, you having a company, and in a company there is a 10,000 workers, and when you want every individual in the society, more than 15,000 persons are there, you want to see that every 15,000 should be have work, means you should reduce the work, you should reduce the wages you are paying to the employees. When you reduce the payment, what happen? Automatically the cut-off pages can be given to the other employee. In this way, you can solve everyone and the unemployment will not be there. So he says wages reduction is equal to full employment. So PQ says that wages reduction is the reason for full employment. When there is a wages reduction, you can see in the full employment. Okay. Apart from this ACPQ, Say's law is one of the best law in part of the market, in part of the employment and income. He says supply creates its own demand. He says that, he advocates that when there is a better supply, there will be a demand. So if there is a 500 rupees demand supply in a market, there will be a demand for 500 rupees. If there is a demand for 5,000 rupees, means there will be a supply of 5,000 goods. So he says that supply creates own demand. So when there is a supply, there is a demand. Supply and demand all together once. He is advocate of full employment, and he says you can see the employment and rise in income only when you have the supply and demand at the same level. You should have the supply is equal to demand. When you say this, the Say's law can take place. He gives some of the assumption how this works. Means he says single buyer or seller of the good. So he says in a market, when there is a single buyer and when there is a seller buyer of a goods, the law of market can take place. The law of employment can be done easily. He says full employment. His theory says when there is a full employment only, then only the employment issue, non-employment issue, unemployment issue can be solved. He says perfect competition in labor and market. He also is advocating, he also assumes that there should be a perfect competition in a labor. So all the labor should have the same wages, and in the market, the price of the market should be same. The competition in the market should be same. There should be a monopoly price system, which means single price should be followed entire market. Okay. Non-government intervention, and in the market there should be no government interference. If the government interference is there, the law of Say cannot be done easily, they cannot be seen properly, and interest is flexible. And in the business cycle of Say's law, the interest rate, whatever you have the investment, the interest rate will be fixable. It can be changeable, it can be predictable, it can be output. See, he has given the output in such a way that there is output and you have income. The output and income is the interrelated aspect. When you have output, you supply good and service. So from the output to the income, you will supply the goods and service. So supply of good and service to the income, and income will generate you the demand of good and service. So it's an interrelated. Output is there and income is there. From the output there will be a supply of goods, and from the income there will be a demand of goods. How? Simple way to understand. When you have an output, so what you have output mean, you have some production. For example, we are doing Apple business. So I have the output of around 5,000 boxes of apple fruit. Apple fruit, I have 5,000 boxes in my store. When I have this 5,000, there will be automatically what happen? It will go for the supply, because I will not keep for myself. It will go for the supply for the sale. This supply will go to whom? Who has the income? Who is ready to pay? So income. This income will fetch you the demand. So when you have an income, you will have a demand for the good and services. And when you have a demand and goods, automatically it will go on. So it's a cycle. Output is there, supply is there, income is there, and the demand is there. So all together it's take place, and this Say's law plays a vital role, and it gives the effect of full employment, and the unemployed problem can be solved. But this Say's law also faces many criticism. Many criticism is faced by this. So why? Because these are the few reasons why. Because they are facing the very criticism. First, no creation of demand by supply. What happened? J.M. Keynes, one of the famous authors, says that in the theory of Say's law, there is a no creation of demand. So when there is a no creation of demand, there cannot be a supply as per the economic theory. But Say says that supply creates the demand, but in the reality, when there is a demand, there will be supply. For example, I am a consumer and I have a demand of a rice. When I have a demand, you will sell to me, right? But say that no, when there is a supply, then only will. So I am the person of manufacturing industry. So I will supply, mean you will have a demand. So this becomes a criticism point. So no creation of demand by supply. So when there is a demand, then only supply will be there, and it's said by the J.M. Keynes. Automatic adjustment will not remove unemployment.